Prince Harry and Meghan Markle face criticism on a daily basis and just can't seem to do anything right. Neither Kate Middleton, Meghan Markle, or in fact Princess Diana had an easy time when they first joined the royal family. But Diana and Kate both managed to win public support and gain popularity. So the question is, can Meghan turn this around by following royal protocol, or should she stand up for what she truly believes in and do it all her own way? Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm Sue Blackhurst and I bring the world of social psychology into everyday language. Now, if you're fascinated by people and love learning about yourself and the people around you, see that button down there? Click on that now to subscribe to my channel. And if you're a regular viewer, thank you so much, but I'll now be posting 2 videos a week. So along with my regular video on a Monday, watch out for my second video every Thursday. Now, Queen Elizabeth has been a world leader for longer than anyone else on the planet, and for the past 60 years she's got up, read the morning papers and prepared herself to face the world, knowing that her and her family's whole life has been scrutinised. So, imagine knowing that your every move has been tracked and photographed, every comment you make has been analysed, and everything from your facial expressions to what you wear will be photographed and used by the media to try and get that winning storyline. Now, to my knowledge, in the face of all this attention, unlike Prince Philip, who's put his foot in it so many times, the Queen has never said a wrong word. She's never offended anyone, and in fact, she doesn't actually appear to have said anything to anyone about anyone at all. So if we go right back to the days of, say, Winston Churchill, no one knows what she thinks of any of the Prime Ministers and Commonwealth leaders that have come and gone during her reign. And what I find really revealing about the Queen is that there is no other person alive who has worked with so many leaders, and yet we still don't know her opinions on any of them. So how many of us have said things that we shouldn't have said and made comments about our own lives or other people that we either wish hadn't been passed on or have been twisted and caused regret? On a day-to-day basis, most of us inadvertently pass comment on people and events, and it's neither unusual or wrong to have and share opinions. So how has the Queen managed to escape negative press and media coverage about herself and the people that she's met throughout her long life? Well, for the past 60 years, apart from formal speeches, the Queen has said nothing at all and has lived by her mother's well-known mantra, never complain, never explain. And maybe there's a lesson in there for Harry and Meghan. Now, I love the Spider-Man movies and I used to watch them with the kids when they were younger. And there's one line that Peter Parker's dad says to him, and that is, with power comes great responsibility. Now, positions of power cover anyone who holds influence over others. And in that regard, isn't the responsible thing to do to think before you speak and question the impact of your words? Okay, so I think we all know that Harry and Meghan's recent trip to South Africa was used as a platform to openly share their private details about frictions within the royal family. Now, to my mind, the only time that that's been done before was in 1995 when Diana was interviewed by Martin Bashir, and she announced that there were 3 people in the marriage and it was a bit crowded. But the big difference there is the fact that Diana was going through a very bitter divorce and she wasn't trying to make anything better or to win an invite to Christmas dinner. Diana couldn't care less about the repercussions as she was on her way out and not trying to get in. So when Harry and Meghan announced that the rumours of a rift between the brothers were true, as they'd always been so very close before Meghan arrived on the scene, naturally it did have people pointing the finger directly at her. So if things weren't going well before, not only did they have many of the public against them, they had now managed to alienate themselves from members of both sides of their families, and more importantly, the Queen herself. So, is it too late to build bridges? As I do suspect that should they both decide to make a clean break from the royal family, there will be no going back. And as Meghan has only got one family member on her Christmas card list, they could find themselves with no family at all. So I want to look at how difficult it has been for Meghan to adapt to not only royal way of life, but British way of life. And I think this is a great platform to find out, because British and American cultures differ more than we probably give it credit for. Those Brits are known for our love of formality and tradition, but not being American and only visited on holidays, I absolutely love the place. I can't possibly say with any authority what American cultures and values are. So please, Do let me know in the comments box how you feel we differ and what difficulties somebody may have moving from one continent to the other. So other than cultural differences, let's look at the huge difference between Meghan and Kate. So Meghan was 38 when she married Harry. She was an American actress and she was used to the limelight. She was an experienced speaker and oozed confidence. Meghan's character and personality had already been formed. She was who she was and she knew her own mind. But Kate, on the other hand, met William at university when she was 19 and they lived together and dated for 10 years before they married. They even had a short break during that 10-year time span to give them both the opportunity to test whether joining the family was not only what she wanted, but whether she was able to handle it. So, married at 29, Kate was old enough to understand what she was taking on. But having been part of William's life for 10 years, she was relatively mouldable. She was unknown, she had no baggage and no history, and the role of future queen would be instilled along the way. Kate and her family never talked about her relationship with Prince William, and even when they got engaged, she only ever gave one TV interview. She smiles for the camera, radiates grace, and she never puts a foot wrong. But she also keeps her feelings to herself, and I think it's that attitude that protected her and members of the royal family. But for me, I think the huge difference is that Kate has worked incredibly hard to adapt and fit in. She's accepted her role and title and has taken time to learn and follow royal protocol. Now, in contrast, Meghan joined the royal family, and from the outside looking in, it's like she wanted to take centre stage, write her own script and make all her own rules. Simple things like not wearing tights and being the only person not to refer to the Queen as Ma'am, choosing what I see as the less respectful Mama instead. So for me, it seems a bit like the trailer for a movie. It's bits of information being leaked to the press, ensuring that Harry and Meghan are staying in the spotlight throughout each of their performances. Now, I think Meghan was expecting rave reviews when she joined the royal family, but the negative comments began to come in thick and fast. And I think this is when they then turned to the camera and broke the Queen's proven mantra of never complain, never explain. Now, in her defence, Meghan did say that she tried to adopt the British stiff upper lip, but found it incredibly hard, and she said it was probably quite damaging. And reports say that she's absolutely fed up with her inability to stand up for herself on social media. And being so independent her entire life, she's always relied on her own voice, and not being able to say anything has been quite a debilitating feeling. So I think it's going to be quite tricky for Harry and Meghan to keep complaining about the intrusions into their privacy if they both continue to bare their soul to each reporter when they go on tour. They seem to want it both ways, to share their deepest feelings when it suits them and to pull down the shutters when it doesn't. Now, I do understand that Harry must be trying to protect his wife from the attacks that she faces, and any husband would want to do the same. And he must hold the press at least partly accountable for his mother's death. But for me, his actions are being slightly heavy-handed, if not misguided. The press have a job to do, and the more ammunition you give them, the more they have to work with. So surely they would both gain more by building better relationships with them rather than looking for any opportunity to counter-attack. Now, only Harry and Meghan know their plans for the future, but they do need to decide which camp they are in and whether they're going to follow the protocol that has been in place for hundreds of years or swim against the tide by having their own voice and rules as they go it alone. So when it comes to the monarchy, every generation of royals must earn the love, support and respect of its subjects, something that I think William and Kate are working really hard to achieve. But there's a lot of speculation on what the future holds for Harry and Meghan, and many people are questioning what the Queen is saying and doing about all the negative publicity that her grandson and his wife are now experiencing. But Harry and Meghan are obviously unhappy and they're most likely feeling very alone and unclear about what part they want to play in the future of the royal family. But one thing is for sure, that for over 60 years of the Queen's reign, she's certainly got it right. So it wouldn't be surprising if she was concerned over the future of the monarchy. But whilst many people question what will happen next, the Queen will continue to get up every morning, read the papers, watch over her growing family, and whilst we continue to wonder what she's thinking and feeling, what we do know is that she will never complain and never explain. So massive thank you to all my new subscribers and to everybody who's watching and supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do so now. Videos will be out every Monday and every Thursday. That's it for this week. I'll see you on Thursday.